We have something very important to talk about.
Yes, this is our second DCOM Revisited.
DCOM Revisited. This is something that this makes me so happy that we're doing this. Because this is something I've always wanted to do. Like, I've flat out told so many people, like, I want to do a podcast strictly dedicated to doing DCOMs. I think they're important.
Phantom of the Megaplex that was released in 2000. It's about a teenager named Pete Riley who lands a part-time job at a multiplex in his neighborhood. He and his friends are excited when it's announced that the theater will play host to the premiere of a major motion picture with a number of Hollywood celebrities in attendance. However, when the big night comes, Pete has to contend with disappearing staff, malfunctioning equipment, and a broken popcorn machine.
And also playing hockey to get some gumballs in a trash can.
Oh, yeah. I learned a new way to clean.
Dude, yeah. Elijah, what did you think about Phantom of the Megaplex?
I had nostalgia memory when I was thinking of this movie. But it just, when I was watching it, I just realized, oh my gosh, I just really miss movie theaters. That's what I kept thinking the whole time. But this movie is not as good as I remember.
No.
It hurts to say, because I remember it being at the time, because I was just like a huge movie theater fan. Like, it reminded me of all the movie theaters growing up, because it was like that's what it looked like. I miss movie theaters. Just hold on.
No, dude, no, I'm with you. No, I remember loving this movie as a kid. This was like one of those movies that would play at like 3:00 in the morning, and my brother and I would watch it and be like, "Oh, cool, this movie's cool," and that's just it. Like, it's like, like we never really watched it again. But something that's interesting about this is the fact that the love of just cinema in a kids movie like this. It's like Quentin Tarantino level of like the love of cinema.
That's what gets me through it.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Because there are some like there's some bad dialogue, but there's
like a lot of the dialogue with the mother and the children.
Oh so God, we'll get to that. But this one line I feel like just sums up History of Popcorn. Just me and Elijah, all the movie lovers. This one line is just the greatest of all time. It's when the little sister of Pete leaves the little brother in the showing of Farmer Brown, this movie that he wants to see for some reason. He wants to see, but then he doesn't want to see. But he says to her, like, she's like, "Are you sure you're going to be okay?" Because she wants to go see a horror movie. And he's like, "No offense, I can see you anytime. I'm here to see a movie."
And he just sits back in his chair.
That is the greatest line of all time, because I'm pretty sure I've said that like 80 times in my life. Yeah. I've seen you I've said that pretty much in all my relationships. I see you all the time. I'm here to see a movie. You can leave. I'm totally fine with it.
The ambition is there. The outcome is not. Like the main kid, not the main kid, the Brian, the young kid, the younger brother.
He should have been the start. He should have been the start of it.
Yeah, he had the same generic. Like, I liked him at first, but he
gets annoying.
He gets annoying quick too. It's like the same attitude throughout the whole movie. It's like he's not as dynamic as I imagined him to be. He's kind of just like Phantom the whole time. It's like,
yeah.
Before the like audience, the audience even knows like anything about the Phantom, he's just like, it's really annoying. It's like there's no teasing about it.
That is true. There is absolutely no teasing. It goes from it being a Disney Channel movie to it being immediately like, oh, now it's a horror movie. Like, there's the Phantom, and it just, you're right. It does just come out of nowhere. Well, see, that's what I think that the movie did wrong. Where it was like, I feel like it should have been about him. And he loves movies.
He's the one who believes he's the boy who cried wolf. Could have been such a better movie, but no one. They're all just kind of. It follows Pete, the older brother. It's like, who is this kid?
And he is just the worst lead, the blandest lead. He's the worst actor of this movie, 100%.
It doesn't seem like any of his lines worked on first recording of the scenes. It seems like he had to come. The director was like, his name's Taylor. The director is like, Taylor, come in. We have to dub every single one of your lines because they do not sound convincing. So every single one of his lines, even though it starts off narration, he's like, "What's up, guys? I work at a Megaplex, and it's the coolest place ever." Like he talks like that the whole way.
It's like they got the acting coach of all the Disney Channel, like when they're like doing the "Hi, I'm Hilary Duff from Lizzie McGuire." And
he sounds like a
Disney
Teenage
Channel.
Mutant Ninja Turtle.
He just like Michelangelo.
Yeah, but that kid, he reminded me of the kid from Catch That Kid. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Oh my god,
kid
with Kristen Stewart, huh?
Yeah, and
Corbin
Blue. Max Theory.
I haven't thought about that movie in forever.
That main actor, I kept looking at him. I'm like, that's not Max Theory from Catch That Kid? It's not.
Is it not him?
No, it's not. I'm glad it's not because Max is way more talented. Go watch Catch That Kid.
I haven't seen that movie so like, oh my god, you just blew my fucking mind.
But this movie is wild.
It is.
It's supposed to be better than it is, obviously, but it's a kid's movie. But like you said, the ambition and the love of movies is all there, and it's personified in Mickey Rooney, his character, like the movie Mason.
It is, and also like that's another just hardcore weak spot of the movie is Mickey Rooney. You can tell he doesn't want to be there, and B, his like. He delivers his monologue, and he is like, you could see his eyes going back and forth, and it's not going back and forth because he's losing his mind or getting sleepy. It's because he's fucking reading cue cards. Maybe there was like somebody like back then that was
keeping him awake. Stay awake, Mickey. We're shooting.
What if like everything he said wasn't even in the script? He literally was just talking, and they were like they had like a watch right there, and they're just like, go to sleep. We've been shooting for 15 hours.
Yeah, everything of Mickey Rooney, it seemed like they only had like 2 days of him. It seemed like they had a limited time with Mickey Rooney, which makes sense because it's Mickey Rooney. And it's just a Disney Channel original movie at that time. So they probably, and he could probably a little bit affordable, but he has a couple really good quotes. And I even love that monologue on paper that he writes. It's beautiful.
Hell yeah. No, dude, no, he has the best. He honestly does have the best lines. I just wish that he was awake when he was delivering them.
Yeah. And they randomly throw in a musical sequence where he sings, but some of the quotes he has is.
Oh yeah. I thought that was just a dream that I had, Elijah. That really did happen, huh?
Yeah. And I waited. I watched through the credits. He doesn't sing at all. He's all dubbed. It says performed by. It is not Mickey Rooney, but hey, he danced.
Whoever did that though, whoever did that voice, they did a fantastic job.
They imitated him. Like it still sounds like Mickey Rooney singing, but it's not Mickey Rooney. It's like, okay.
I love that Mickey Rooney was like, I'll dance, I'll dance and I'll lip sync. I'm not singing. My heart can't take it.
There's a lot of fake movies that are in this movie, and I want to ask you, of all of them, which one would you watch opening weekend? They're all playing opening weekend.
Farmer Brown, 100%.
That's the only one I didn't write down, honestly.
Because I'm wondering what the fuck it's about. No, I love the Farmer Brown premise because literally the movie's existing because it's just trying to wink at what's actually happening. Because the little brother leaves and like he doesn't want to be there, and it's the same thing that's happening in the movie. But when you're watching the movie of Farmer Brown, it's literally just the same scene of just a truck just parks. And at first there's a girl just sitting in the truck, and he's like, "You got to stay here." And it correlates with the little brother being like, "I don't want to just stay here," and the sister be like, "You got to stay here." Yeah. And then him leaving, and then her coming back, and then the movie he comes back, little girl's gone, little brother's gone, and that's just it. That's Farmer Brown for you.
I want more. Justin said, "I want more."
I did. But did you notice, Elijah? That was the only movie that wasn't fucked with. Every other movie in the theater was fucked with. Farmer Brown was the only one where even the Phantom was like, that movie has too much plot development or character development. I don't want to ruin it for the audience. It was the only theater in the entire movie where they all just sat back and they were like, cool. I also love that there was a whole ass line for Farmer Brown.
It was sold out. That was a poppin' movie theater.
That was a poppin', dude. Farmer Brown. People got down with Farmer Brown. Name all the movies, Elijah.
Okay, so the premiere movie is Midnight Mayhem, directed by Tyler Jesseman. But then there's also Glimpses of Genevieve, Cyclone Summer, University of Death, Cut to Black, Officer Bean, Talented Teen 2, Merlin on Mars, Floodgate, Martian Mountain, And then these movies aren't playing in theaters, but they're Tyler Jesseman's previous films, Crow Catchers and Dead and Gone.
I love how you said Officer Bean. I'm just thinking about Mr. Bean just being a cop and bumbling around.
I would probably watch Martian Mountain. That sounds cool.
I love how the entire movie is talking about Midnight Mayhem, and we don't see a goddamn glimpse of that. We just see a shitty teaser for it.
Yeah, and they should have at least I get the idea.
That should have been the main
Midnight
thing.
Mayhem, but they should have put more emphasis. That's a midnight premiere, but there's none. I get the
that's what would have made this movie interesting if the Phantom was inspired by that movie. Instead of it being like what it is, like we'll get to spoilers in a second.
They would have been a good idea if they went the direction where he was in, because that's what I was thinking.
He was like a screenwriter, or if he was like someone that like created the original story or something.
Yeah, someone who worked with Tyler Jesseman or something. Like it should have been someone like that, because when they revealed who the Phantom was, I honestly forgot who it was by the time the credits were rolling. I was like, wait, the credits are rolling. I totally who was the Phantom, and I had to rewind it back to the reveal.
Yeah, no, this movie does the thing where they really try hard. They did the same thing in Halloween Town, which you'll come to find out. I won't tell you what you'll know once you see Halloween Town, but it does the obvious red herring. It does what Scream does, where it's like. But the great thing about Scream is that it's like every other person that has like more than 5 minutes of screen time can be the killer, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
but this movie it does that whole like. Oh no, Mickey Rooney's just fucking losing his mind. So guess what? He's doing it. Yeah. And it's obvious. It's like, no, this guy is fucking crazy. He has like this whole basement.
He can barely walk.
Any logical person will see Mickey Rooney and watch the little screen time that the Phantom actually has. The way that the Phantom moves, it's like, there's no fucking way that is Mickey Rooney.
Yeah.
And the one person that keeps getting kidnapped, the shitty a stage manager or the theater manager, the one person that gets kidnapped the entire time, he's like, oh, it has to be him. I feel like it's you. That's what I would have said if I was the main kid.
Oh man, I think it's a redeeming movie. That's the problem.
It's something that I wrote here, and I told you before, if this was even though I wasn't a fan of Happy Death Day. Mm-hmm. But Christopher Landon, he really proved himself with Freaky, the Vince Vaughn, Catherine Newton.
Yeah, he was the writer, screenwriter. Yeah.
Fantastic movie. If he did something like that, where I don't think this movie needs to be rated R, where it's like it's like a bunch of kills. I think if this was like a solid not even PG-13, like a solid PG movie, where it's like
mystery driven.
Yeah, and it involves, because there's a bunch of characters in this movie. There are a bunch of characters.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, I think this was one of those situations where, because you said last week on the DCOM Revisited of Xenon, you said that it was a failed pilot. Xenon was a failed pilot.
Yeah.
Combined everything that they had shot into this movie that they could show. I feel like a lot of DCOM movies will ended up being recycled failed pilots, because there's a lot of characters like you said, like Scary Terry and Question Mark. I really like the intros of how they had the intros of every character, like they were going to mean something, but a lot of them didn't.
No, not one bit.
They could have done something cool, like make every episode a movie homage. Like that was Phantom of the Opera. Like they could have done something
exactly.
Cool
like that, or what they should have done was they should have included all of those characters, where it's not just. The stupidest thing that they do is that the only person that gets kidnapped is the theater manager. Mm-hmm. So by this time, the second time he gets kidnapped, again, you're just like, I think you did it, buddy. I don't think anybody else did it. Because if every other character got were kidnapped, again, not killed. I don't want these kids to be murdered at all.
If they handed us the project, they're like, here.
I would kill most of them.
They're like, here, make Werewolf in the Megaplex. And we're like, okay, first off.
No, we would kill the main kid immediately.
It's 20 years later.
Yeah, he's still
21 years later. He's still working at the Megaplex. He sees the ghost. Hears the ghost of Mickey Rooney.
The hockey. He's still cleaning up that mess.
He's mopping the floor with a hockey stick, thinking it's cleaning. It's like
just going, and then the werewolf just comes back. Ah!
Scream style, Werewolf in the Megaplex. He's gonna be our infamous first kill.
The first like prank that this, and that's what the Phantom does too. The Phantom just does pranks. Like he does fucking.
Everyone treats it like it's life or death.
Not at all.
The fan.
Not at all. First prank that he does, it's not even really a prank. It's not even. It's just an inconvenience. It was nothing that he had anything to do with. The little brother is getting candy, and he accidentally breaks off the cap to make the candy stop. And asshole bully guy that shows up, his name is Donnie Holly. Donnie Holly is like, "Oh, what's up, little buddy? I could fix that for you." And then somehow, some way, all the candy comes falling down, and it's just everywhere. How does he fix the situation?
Okay, he gets a hockey stick. That's his first choice. He grabs it from someone that's standing there. Where is he? I don't remember where he get it. Is it from like a?
I think it was a poster. I think it was one of those one of
those big cardboards. So he starts slap shotting all these gum like.
He tips over the trash can, which is like already a mess right there.
Yeah, and everyone starts applauding him. They're all like, "This is amazing! This guy, he should be manager." And then all the while, he's looking around. As soon as they're applauding him, he's looking around. He's proud of himself. But the girl he loves is talking to the mean man. She didn't even see him slap shot the gumballs. Boy, if the girl did not see me slap shot the gumballs, I would have to slap shot the gumballs over and over and over. Because you can't just have her not see you. Slap shot the gumballs.
Well, another reason why she had no interest in him slapping the gumballs into the trash can is because he didn't make one into the trash can.
Yeah, there was like 6 going in at a time. There was like 6 going in. I was like, what? He's making it worse. I was like, I'm surprised he's not whipping people with it on the side. It's just like, ow. You're getting hit.
See the popcorn machine too. Like I feel like the Phantom only did legitimately. I think the Phantom only did 3 things.
Couldn't even tell that the Phantom did those things. Like they were just happening, and I'm like,
no, the popcorn machine. I know, like I said to you before. I feel like that this is it just shows that everybody that works at this Megaplex are just really bad at their jobs.
There's a lot of people there. I'm surprised no one saw anything at any time.
Like the popcorn machine, especially the popcorn machine, like going ballistic. It's like, what was the Phantom thinking here? Like, what was Sean, the theater manager, like? Oh well, I'm gonna fuck with the popcorn machine, and they're not gonna remember to unplug it because he wants to get noticed, which is so.
Maybe here's
dumb.
A theory: redemption for the Phantom. Since he's the manager, he was causing all these problems, so he wanted the employees to go to the manager and be like, help me, so he would be the savior.
Yeah,
but they didn't do that.
They did not do that. Instead,
they'd be like, manager, we
himself.
need you. He'd be like, okay, I can save the day, and he keeps solving all these problems. It shouldn't have been what's his nuts tail or Pete. It shouldn't have been Pete solving it.
All this is happening, and it ends up being revealed that it's the theater manager, Steven, I think his name is, who's doing all of this, and the only reason is because he wants to get the attention of the main theater owner. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's the only thing.
I like what you said, that it should have been someone connected to the movie that they're
yeah. Like, what if he I think I don't mind it being him. You know, there was just nothing to it. It was literally
it was obvious, but it wasn't intentionally obvious.
Yeah, and the fact that he was just like, oh, I don't have the attention I deserve, and then this character, the guy that did all of this habba. What happens? The producer of the Mayhem movie walks up to him and is like, "Hey, yeah, your story can make a good picture." It's like, no, it
oh
wouldn't.
Yeah, that was so weird.
It's like, no, it would. What the fuck? This is the most pathetic story. Just imagine if that actually became a. Oh, never mind. We watched it. It did.
Yeah. Okay, man. Yeah. Okay, let's rate this because. Yeah. I feel like I'm going to be a little bit harder on it next because when we first did Xenon, I feel like I was a little bit lenient. I mean, I stand by my rating of it, but I was a little generous of it. But that's different. It hits different than this one. I feel
it does. Like Xenon's a classic Disney Channel movie that makes you feel good. Even though I know my movie rating for it was pretty low, my nostalgia rating for Xenon was high because it really does get you in those feels. Mm-hmm. But oh my god, yeah, no, give me your rating first. Give me your ratings.
The nostalgia rating, I wanted it to be a lot higher, but I realized I didn't like it as much as I remembered. So, and I didn't get transported back to a time like I would Xenon. So for the nostalgia rating, I would say it was like a 2.7, I believe, for nostalgia. Like I didn't really feel much about it. Blends in with a lot of movies around that time, but yeah, that's how I feel about it. And then for the real rating, I would have to say it's still not that high. It's like a 3.3, I think. That's a little bit higher than what I said the first time, but it's like a 3.3, probably 3.2.
Okay. I would go nostalgia rating. I would go maybe just because it's movies. I would maybe go 3 out of 5.
I take it back. I think 3.2 is too high for real rating. I'm gonna give it.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I feel like you should reverse those.
Yeah, I think they were reversed.
Yeah.
I think nostalgia rating was like 3.2, and then my real rating was 2.7 because I didn't like it.
Yeah,
it's not rewatchable.
No, not at all. It's a boring ass movie. No, yeah, my nostalgia is like a 3 out of 5, and the actual rating is like a 1. It's like maybe 1.5 because there are certain moments that are fucking like, what is happening? Like that's funny. Like why? It's not just a boring movie, but it's a movie that goes absolutely nowhere.
Yeah,
and the fact that it tries to shoehorn like, oh, it's just been about family the entire time. It's like, what the absolute fuck is going? Like, there's this whole subplot with the mom.
Took me out of it. I'm like, I feel like I'm missing something. Did I miss something? Why is this in here? Are they gonna do something? Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't hate this movie. It's hard for us to hate movies. Well, not really, but
especially a Disney Channel movie. You know, it's hard to hate a Disney,
especially
Channel
a movie that's over 20 years old. But like that, I'm gonna end the DCOM Revisited with some movie Mason quotes by saying, "Life's like a movie. Every second should be savored. And movies are not about commerce. Movies are about magic." Those are the two takeaways I took from this.
Hey, by the way, really quick, this is the best Mickey Rooney performance I've seen since Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh man.
I had to do it. Yeah, no. Like the only thing that was missing in Fan of the Megaplex's Mickey Rooney's performance was a good old fashioned yellow face.
Yeah. That's our